Hello and welcome to the audit video demonstration. We're going to take a look now at the additional audit features that are built into the Digital Ink portal, namely the video feature, which is really useful. It allows a web portal user to actually watch a video replay of form completion and also of any changes that are applied to the form throughout its life. So really useful feature for anything relating to legal application, human resources, health and safety, medical, and also finance and sales, really. Anywhere where you want to actually see the structure in which the outline structure that a form was completed in, and also to corroborate that any changes made to the form actually don't look suspicious, or so it's very good for supporting extraordinary events, things that crop up that you for example, you may end up with staff tribunals, anything like that. It's a very useful feature. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into the security officer form that featured in our audit log video to save having to fill a new form in, and we can see here that we've got a number of transactions filled in on this form. We originally filled in this header record at the top along with this personnel detail here. We then did a separate transaction for the first row of the security duty log, which is the events as they happen. See it a bit clearer if I put it onto data view actually. So at 8 o'clock we filled in an action and sent that. At 8:45 we filled in the visitor action and signed and sent the form, and then we signed off and back onto service from a break in one transaction for lines 3 and 4. If we actually go, all of the audit features, both the audit video and the audit changelog, are accessed just in this top menu, right hand menu here. But if we go to the play form option, we get a pop-up window that shows us the blank form and various options on the player that I should maybe talk about first. We've got multiple speeds, so we can either watch the form at real time, ×1 speed, quarter speed, half speed, i.e. we're slowing the form down, or we can actually speed the form up, anything up to 16 times the viewing speed. In addition to that, we could, if this is a multi-page form, view different pages, so we may just want to see how page 2 was filled in. This is only a one-page form, so that feature isn't available to us. But down here we actually have the log of the videos, so we can see that at 13:42 that's when the form was created, so it shows us that video here. So it was created at 1:42 on the 23rd of July, and we can see that at 1:47 we did a change, at 1:49 we did a change, and the final change was at 1:52 on the same day. This log could span if it was an asset, for example, that got serviced once a week, you might have 3 months worth of entries, 12 entries on one form, in which case you'd see 12 videos stacked up here if it was at the end of month 3. Let's take a look at one of the videos running. So we'll play this at double speed, so 2 times, and we literally just click the play button, and we can see now quite clearly that the detail as it's being filled in on the form. It's not massively detailed, this view, but please remember it's only intended really as a security buffer, if you like. It's a measure to check that a form's being filled in properly. We can stop, we can pause, we can rewind the form, so we can see here, we can control how the text has been written on there. If there was anything that we particularly wanted to pay great attention to, we could do. But like I say, it's intended as a tool whereby, for example, when this box gets signed in a second, we could see if changes are made to that line item after I've signed, and clearly we can see they're not. So we're on to the second video now, the one at 1:47. So this is the service action going in line 1. We're then on to the third video at 1:49, which shows at 1:49 we accepted the visitors from AZD. We did a change online to change that to AZD trade. But essentially you can see it does what it says on the tin. Very useful for if a form, let's take a scenario, for example, if a customer was signing this box here to say that these services had been supplied, or indeed if it was any other form like an outline, a provisional order form. It's key to be able to see if, for example, if I just update this form now and I pretend I'm the customer and I'm going to sign the job off, and I'll just tick send on the form. So the data is going from the pen now to the handset. If I just come out of the form to refresh that, so we click the form, just refresh this view. So at 319 we can see we've got a new form, and I've just signed the box here, which will appear on the latest video. So let's take a look at the video of the form now, and we should have one for 219. The clock's slightly out. So what we can see here is this is the form as it was filled in, and if I click play now on the last event, we can see quite clearly the last thing that happened with this form was a supposed client signature. If I then went in and changed one of the log items, so I'll say 1300, and I'll say visited secure lot, sign the form, tick send, just come out of here to refresh the form. So we can see that the form's come into the portal. I'll just go back. So we've got, just make sure that has refreshed. Yep. So at 3:20 we had another change, and this is a bit peculiar now. This is going to show the value of the audit video. What we've got is we've got a signature here, and everything looks in order from a base form, which is a prime example of why the video feature is very useful. To my mind, at the moment, just looking at this base form, there are there's 5 items on the security form, and the customers actually signed the form, so they must have been happy with the way the service was provisioned. But if I actually go to the video, so let's pretend this is a scenario that something just doesn't feel quite right, some suspicious circumstances around a site or a particular member of staff. If we go to the play form and we open the form play log, and we see that actually there's a couple of videos here in close succession. So I'll play the one before and we'll see what was administered there. Put it onto 4-speed. So I can see that this is still going on, service actions being written to the form. The client's then signed the form. Hang on a minute, that doesn't look quite right. If we put the player back to half speed and we select the 219 video and I click play, we can see at this point at 219 the form has been signed by the client, which should be the end of the form. But actually we see now that there's another transaction that should never be, the form should never be completed after the client signed the form off. So it does serve to illustrate just how useful this feature is. For example, if you had an unscrupulous sales representative, for example, who was changing a customer order after the order form had been signed, this tool would allow you to spot that instantly, whereas there is no other means, whether you're looking at a physical paper form or a form online that's finished, it's baseline, it's just there with the information in it. There's no way for you to see the same level of detail that you can with the Digital Ink video audit log. So very, very useful feature, that one, and it will record this stuff and publish it in real time throughout the life of a piece of paper, either in a again, the client's home scenario for domiciliary care. It shows you exactly what services are being provisioned out in the field by your staff in real time, with both a video and an audit log support feature. The audit log is covered separately on a separate video for the audit reporting, but the two go hand in hand, the play form and the audit log. We can see the latest changes that we've applied here, visited to secure lot. It just gives you that belt and braces, the absolute service history for your forms online. Okay, thanks for attending.